Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Poof here. We're back with another tier list video. Today we're going to be tackling Treyarch Zombies maps. So yeah, let's just get straight to it. So for Moon, we're going to start with Moon. I think it's above average. I think one of the Easter eggs a ton of fun. It's difficult, but it's not like overbearingly difficult. And the scenery is really cool. It's a cool map design. The spacesuit's really cool. The hacker's really cool. Well, the hacker's like a double-edged sword. We'll get to that in a second. Um, and yeah, seeing the Earth blow up at the end of the Easter egg is really fucking fun too. So I think what holds this map back from being any higher than this is the fact that one, the cosmonaut's fucking annoying as hell, and it just takes your shit away without you really knowing because it's silent. So you just turn the corner and he's right there. Um, and the excavators, which is what I mean by the hacker's a double-edged sword, is like the fact that the excavators come down and can ruin the biodome, which is where I personally like to train on this map, um, is frustrating, and like just needing to use the hacker for that just annoying. But it is a good thing, a cool thing though, because you can reroll the box with it. You can make doors cheaper. I mean, it's pretty. It's it's a good thing, but I mean, it's just the excavators and the Cosmo. This map would be much better if also the fact that Speed Cola and Jug are in Area 51. So if you spawn with Speed Cola, you have to come back to it to get Jug, which is frustrating. So actually, honestly, it's probably better that way. Honestly, I take that back. It's more frustrating if you start with Jug because then you're not gonna be able to get it obviously in Area 51. So you have to go to Moon, get the point, then go back and then back and then back again to get Jug finally because it alternates. So that's fucking stupid. Transit, I think, is D tier. I don't think it's in the bottom tier only because at least Treyarch tried to do something big and bold and different. So sadly, they bit off more than they can chew with the map. It they had to put the denizens, the lava, and the fog in there so that it wouldn't crash the game over and over again. I think if those three components wouldn't be there, it would be more in like this area here. Um, Granted, it does still have some issues. Like the jet gun is fucking terrible. The Avogadro is super annoying and frustrating. So basically, unless you're camping indoors, honestly, you have to play transit solo, and it has to be you have to like train in the little tunnel where the M16 is, or else you're just gonna get bombarded by the Avogadro over and over again. It's a frustrating map, and I kind of wish they'd remake it though. I think it wouldn't be that bad if it got remade. Bus Depot is just a part of Green Run that or a part of transit that fucking shouldn't be its own map. Like there's just a box on it, a mystery box, and that's it. Like if I wanted to do that, I would go play Nocturne and Totem. Like I don't like. There's just nothing to this fucking map. Like you can like train and you can camp, but there's lava still. Like it's a bad map. I don't know why it's a thing. Town I think is mid. I think Town is the only map in Green Run that is a normal map that has every component to it. So the perks, the pack a punch, all that's a camping spot, a training. So I think this map is like decent. Like if you don't want to play transit and you just want to do like just classic survival and zombies, Town is like was your option for a while until the DLC came out. Um, but yeah, actually, I don't know why this farm I think is like with transit because it's just a step above Bus Depot. It just has perks. It's just Bus Depot with perks basically. So and the little gun locker. I think there's the gun locker thing in it too. But I don't know. It's just kind of like whatever. I guess I don't think it has the bank. Like at least transit has like the bank and stuff like that. Um, it may even no. I don't think it's down here. I think I think this is a safe space for it. Nuketown Zombies, I think, is a lot like Town. It's just a survival map. There's not really any story to it. It's just everyone likes Nuketown, and the multiplayers decided to make it into a zombies map. The one unique thing that it had was the perk every 5 rounds, so you could get screwed with Juggernaut at round 20 or Juggernaut with round 20. So that might kind of made it a little challenging, but I mean, it's just like it's fine. It has everything that it's just that Town has. It's just basically the same thing, just a little bit different. Uh, Die Rise. I don't know. It. What I think it's here because I can recognize the issues with Die Rise. I like Die Rise actually. Granted, I pretty much just play zombies solo, so it's not a bad solo map. But anyways, the reason why I put it down here is because one, the Easter egg is super weird and convoluted and dumb. Also, the rooftops are really fucking annoying and don't really complement the Wonder Weapon well because it's really easy to use the Solidifier and slip off the roof and instant die. So I think the Solidifier is cool and it's a pretty map obviously, and I think it's fun. Granted, like I said, I play solo zombies and I just run trains. So I there's the little what the fuck, the room with like the little room like next to the Galvan Knuckles, like the level below the Galvan Knuckles that I like to train in. So also worst perk ever was released on this map, but I think it's the only map with that perk with Who's Who. I'm pretty sure Who's the worst perk ever made in zombies. It's not even close. I think that Die Rise is the only map that's on it. So, yeah. So that's that. Mob of the Dead, SS. This map is incredible. I mean, there's just so much innovation in this map. I mean, one, they made a whole new cast of characters and still tied it into the story. And two, the Afterlife mode is really fucking cool. The fact that you have to use Afterlife mode to do things, and after you die is a really cool, unique feature. The freaking Blundergat's really cool. The building the plane and going to the bridge, just that cutscene is super dope. I mean, everything about this map is amazing. I struggle to find like any flaws with this map. I mean, it's difficult. It's challenging, but not overbearingly challenging. The Hell's Retriever is one of the coolest things that Black Ops 2 Zombies introduced. I mean, there's just so many things that they did right with this map. So yeah, for me, I'm putting this in SS. It's definitely a top 5 map, and it's not even a debate in my opinion. So, yeah, we're putting that in SS. Buried. Buried is weird. I'm gonna put it in S, and here's why. I think Buried did a lot of things right. I think the Easter egg depends on how you look at it. I mean, the Easter egg is really hard, and the shooting gallery is really fucking stupid. But one, it was a finale, and you get the big plot twist at the end. And so I can kind of understand them wanting it to be like really difficult for like, oh, this is the last Easter egg for Black Ops 2 for this storyline for now at least. So we want to make it pretty difficult. But I mean, I definitely accept the argument that the Easter egg is fucking stupid. And also the Wonder Weapon in this map is incredible. It's I think my favorite Wonder Weapon. Can't think of anything that's better. The Paralyzer is super cool. It's broken. It is insane. A lot of cool new buildables. Vulture's Aid was really cool. The mansion with the witches that take your points away, that was really unique. You had to go through the maze and to get the pack a punch, and you got the free perk when you made it through the mansion. The only problem I think that Buried suffers, and I think it's a big problem that puts it out of here, is it's stupid easy and kind of boring. Like, it is ridiculously easy because you can just put a bunch of points in the bank, and because the bank is a universal system throughout all the maps, and it basically just you can stock up 50,000 points and just get the Paralyzer or Ray Gun Mark II, and yeah, you basically when you fly up on top of the bank roof, don't open the door behind you, you win. Also the Leroy system, where basically Leroy opens a bunch of stuff for you and give him candy. I think that's pretty fucking cool too, and it's unique. It's something that they never did before, and I don't think ever did after. So that's a cool little, unique. I like maps that have little unique things to them. That's like, that's just specific to them. So yeah, I think that's really fucking cool. So yeah, I think that's why it is an S. I think it just barely misses out of the top maps, only just because it's too easy. Like, it's so easy. And also, the Easter egg's kind of shit, so. Whatever. Anyways, Origins, up there with Mob of the Dead. Origins started the entire storyline, the fucking, what's it called? The Premise Crew storyline. Also, it started the, building wonder weapons and getting any sort of like multiple wonder weapons. So like they had the staffs in Origins, and you did go through a whole process to build them, and then you could upgrade them by doing stuff. I mean, that was kind of like the first time that zombies ever really did something like that. And then they had all the generators, and it's such a good map. It's so classic. It's amazing. The Easter eggs cool. The crazy place is really fucking cool. And yeah, there's just like everything about this map is fantastic. The Panzers are a good challenge, but aren't overbearing. I don't think, like in the new Zombies map in Cold War that just came out in D Machina, I think, especially when you're playing with multiple people, the boss zombie can be a little overbearing and hard to kill. Like, not hard to kill, but like almost feel impossible to kill unless you have a wonder weapon. Obviously, with 4 people, that's a little bit more difficult. I think the Panzers are a good challenge, and not overbearing. So yeah, I think Origins is absolutely fantastic. The fists that you get from doing all the challenges with the little soul boxes, those are really fucking cool too. Those are sweet. So yeah, I think it's definitely a top 5 map. I think yeah, I don't think that's any debate either that Origins is an all-time great map. So it's Nocturne on Totem. I hate to do it, but I mean, it's an F tier map. Not that it was the original Zombies map. So I guess if you want to put it in D tier for that reason, then whatever. It's just bland. You know what I mean? It's literally just like Bus Depot. It's just a better Bus Depot. Let's do that. It's just the original map. There's just a camping spot. You could train on the first floor if you're crazy. There's not a whole lot to talk about it because there's not a whole lot to it. It's just a 2-floor building with 1 box, and it's not very big. And yeah, this is gonna be a weird one right here. Shadows of Evil. I might adjust this at the end here. I don't know whether to put it here or here. Like, I'm really genuinely conflicted. I think I want to put it here. No. I don't know. It's tough. I think I'm going to put it here. I mean, Shadows of Evil was crazy. I mean, there was so much new stuff they did with this map. That was good. Like, I think at first, when the game first came out, people didn't like it. But I think as the game went on, as Black Ops 3 went on, people grew to like this map because, one, the map looked amazing. For a launch map, that map looked fantastic. I mean, there's so much you can do on the map. The map was huge. The beast mode thing was really new and different and cool. You could do a lot of cool stuff on it, or while you were in it. The trials with the gate worms, I think, was a good way to unlock the Pack-a-Punch. So that was cool. There was like the little boss fight at the end with the Shadow Man, which I think is that the first time there's a boss fight? I think that's the first time that there's a boss fight in Zombies. Like a little boss fight. Like, it was like, it wasn't like what is today, but there was like a little boss fight with the Shadow Man in the Pack-a-Punch room, and you had the sword and the Mars Stogwa, which ended up becoming an all-time great wonder weapon. I mean, there's just so many good things about Shadows of Evil that they did. The characters were, I would say, good characters. Sadly, didn't have any story, like, that didn't have any really much story relevance. But when you got to see Richtofen grab the summoning key at the end, that was cool. So yeah, I think it's an all-time great map. I like to keep this top tier up here, kind of like a top 5 deal, because when I watch a lot of tier lists, I see, like, sometimes you'll see, like, the SS tier just have all these things and then everything else kind of have nothing, and then it's like, well, what's the point of the SS tier at that point? You know what I mean? So I like to kind of keep this small and kind of like a top 5, maybe a 6th. So that's why I don't know whether to put it like here or like the top of S. You know what I mean? But we can adjust that later. Let's see. The Giant, is Derice on here? The Giant and Derice I'm gonna leave the Giant down here because the Giant and Derice are literally the same map, just this has the Black Ops 3 engine and stuff in it. So there's nothing, like, they didn't change anything here. So Derice, we're gonna put probably an S. This map was like kind of the original zombie, where the zombie story originated. the Group 935 base, and it introduced Pack-a-Punch, which was obviously huge. The catwalk, the rage cage strategy where you're camping, it's just classic. So many classic memories and moments on this map. You can train below if you want. I mean, it's just that I think this was the map. Oh no, it wasn't. This had the electric trap. I don't think Shino Numa had the electric, or did it have that? I don't remember. But you could use the electric trap. You could do a whole map train if you were feeling crazy. There's just so many good times that like this map is like the good recipe for a zombies map, just like a basic survival zombies map. I mean, it's fucking amazing. This map is amazing. I think there's nothing wrong with this map. Like I'd say like this. I'm going to try to put these in order, so like from left to right. Like this map and everything up here, I don't think there's an issue with these maps. Personally, I can't really think of any issues with these maps. Dreisendrach, SS. The bows are really fucking cool, especially the wolf bow. The wolf bow is fucking sick. This map is a ton of fun. The Easter egg's a ton of fun. It's not super difficult either. The fucking boss fight in this game, like this was like yes, there's a boss fight in Shadows of Evil, but this was like I feel like the first like large scale boss fight where you have like you get transported and the big old charade of all of it. And it's awesome. The fucking boss fight is fucking sick in this game, or in this map. It is amazing. I mean, and it looks pretty. You can run on the walls. That's really cool. I mean, I also don't think there's anything wrong with this map. It's fun as hell. I mean, you can just play this map over and over again and never get bored. Zetsubo. Now, back to maps that are whatever. I think Zetsubo is the fucking map, it's okay. It looks it's aesthetically, it's really nice. And the Easter egg isn't too bad because you just basically when you're done setting everything up on the map, you're basically on your way to completing the Easter egg. So, there's that, and I don't know, it's just okay. Like it's super mid, and yeah, I don't have a ton to say about it just because it's like whatever. Like I don't know. There's like it's whatever. There's just it gets outshined. I don't think it's necessarily a bad map. It just gets outshined by a lot of maps, in this game. So, Gorod Krovi I think is a lot like Moon, where the Easter egg, like there's things that are good. Like this is a pretty overall good map, but there are things that hold this map back. The Wonder Weapon in Gorod Krovi, it's pretty good. I would say there's more weapons that are better, but it's pretty good. The flying robots, I forgot what they're called. Sorry, don't hate me for that. Are so frustrating. The good things about this map though, the dragon is fucking sick. The Easter egg, the final boss fight, I actually don't mind. Some people don't like it. I like fighting Nikolai and the robot. That was pretty fucking cool. And yeah, it's also not that difficult either. It's like, I'm not saying zombies has to be super difficult, but I like some level of challenge. You know what I mean? But yeah, Gorod Krovi, it's a pretty good map. The flying on the dragon to the Pack-a-Punching, all that stuff is cool. The dragon element of it is really fucking cool. And like the dragons versus robots, like that's really dope. I just think, also the Easter egg, is kind of random. It's basically just this robot telling you to do a bunch of random mass tasks, and then you do this boss. It's just kind of weird. It just feels kind of weird. But by no means is it a bad map or even mid. It's definitely above mid, but I think the things that I mentioned are kind of what holds it back from being up here. So, yeah. Revelations. I'm trying to think here. Also, unpopular opinion, I think it's down here. I mean, the problem with the map is, it's just incredibly lazy. I mean, for it being like, the last DLC and, them taking on the Shadow Man and the big finale, it's just so underwhelming. I mean, it just, not that, I'm not saying Treyarch was being lazy with the map, but it comes off as lazy when they just throw a bunch of parts together. that are just from different maps. I mean, there's like 2 areas in the entire map that are new, and the boss fight is super underwhelming. I mean, you think that you're gonna have this fucking badass showdown with the Shadow Man, and it's just so underwhelming. It's not that good. Yeah, I mean, it's just a bad map. It's just there's nothing special about it. There's nothing that like like these maps up here. There's things that like make these maps unique and good and fun, and that are kind of unique to themselves and offer some replay value. This map doesn't have anything like that. There's no like, there's just nothing really good about it. I don't know. That's just me though. Voyage of Despair I think is mid. Like I said, I'm a solo zombies player, so I don't think this map is all that bad. It's a cool idea being on a boat and whatnot. It's terrible for multiple people. I mean, it's just a bunch of close quarters shit, and it's just not a good map to play with friends because it gets really frustrating when the only place you can really go is the dock, the back of the boat, and not the dock. Why did I say the fucking dock? My bad. The back of the boat, and then you just get destroyed because you could pretty much only train there, and only for one person, and like that's it. Especially with the Blight Fathers, all that. It's just not that good. I think the thing that makes it mid, and not down here, is the Kraken. I think is what it's called. The Wonder Weapon is fucking sweet. It is so cool, and you can upgrade it, and it like into elemental stuff, and it's fucking cool. Really great Wonder Weapon. I think it's underrated. I think people don't talk about it enough. Also the not the Easter egg necessarily, because the Easter egg is just a bunch of monotonous fucking bullshit. I tried to do the Easter egg solo in this map, and it was ridiculous because doing the step with all the planets is near impossible by yourself, because you have to pay attention to the little thing flashing in the order it goes in while you're just getting wailed on by zombies. So that's just no fun. But the boss fight is really fucking sweet. It's one of the best boss fights in zombies, definitely, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really hard, and it has a reset factor about it. So if you don't you can just reset your entire game back to round 1 if you don't complete it in a certain amount of time. Not if you die, obviously, but if you don't complete it fast enough, it resets your game. So there's a sense of urgency and whatnot. So I think that's kind of what propels it up here. I definitely think it's better than these maps down here, but I don't. Let me kind of reorganize these real quick. I think probably this. No, yeah, probably this is how I would go about it here. I think Tyr's Better Revelations. Yeah, I would say this is probably how I like it right here. Okay, this is what I basically when I'm talking about top 5, right, all time. I'm gonna put one more in this tier, and I think I'm gonna put 9 in that tier over Derice, because 9 is absolutely incredible. I kind of want to go like this. One, the challenges, like the little offerings thing that you get the reward, is really cool. I think it's one of those things where it's a map that's good for new players to pick up, but still fun for players that are really good at zombies, because it does get hard eventually when you have all the tigers, the gladiators, the Blight Fathers coming at you. It can be a lot, definitely. And really the only safe training place that you can rely on is in the center, where in the starting area, but you have the fire that kind of separates you off. Obviously you can run through it, but it does damage to you, and when there's zombies swarming you from all around, you don't really want to take unnecessary damage. So also, the trials, like the way you unlock the Pack-a-Punch, is really cool and unique. The perks, I'm not gonna knock the map for the perk system, because that's a Black Ops 4 issue and not this map, obviously. And then there was just so many Easter eggs in this map that it kept it fresh for a while. I mean, all the free perk Easter eggs, all the little fucking shit in the map was really cool. The Easter egg, the boss fight's fucking fun. The boss fight's fun as hell with the 2 big elephants. That thing is really cool. the Easter egg isn't too difficult, but it also isn't just brain dead easy. So it's, it's a good time. I think it's fucking phenomenal, honestly. You can play it with friends, you can play it by yourself. It's just a great time, honestly. So, all right, Blood of the Dead. Oh, sorry. I think probably mid down here, maybe. No. Yeah, I would say mid. Because, and the reason why I put it in mid is because one, there's only like how many new areas are in this game or in this map compared to Mob of the Dead? I think one, which is just the Warden's house, if I'm not mistaken, and also the bridge isn't there. So like that was, I think the bridge was like something really fucking cool in Mob of the Dead, like being able to fly over the bridge. And that's not even in the Blood of the Dead. Also just the fact that it's literally the same. Oh, and then like the little catwalk, like the place in between the actual Mob of the Dead, and then like the starting area. So the starting area is obviously different, or is new. Yeah, the starting area, the Warden's house, and then that area that bridges between the starting area and the actual what's it called, Alcatraz. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing really that special about this map other than the magma guy. I guess that's not that bad. The magma guy's pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, like, there's not really a whole lot more to this. Oh, then the spectral shield, I guess. But the Easter egg isn't bad. It's a cool concept of like, doing challenges for the Crenorium. I think that's a cool concept. But I don't think it's anything that's like to write home about or that like puts it as a top tier map. I think it's like fine. I don't think it's a bad map, but I don't think it's anything crazy or great. I honestly is kind of lazy, but I can excuse this map for being lazy just because it was a launch map, and I don't mind the launch map being a little bit lazy because it's just more content for us to play. I mean, there was fucking three like actual full blown maps at launch in Black Ops 4. So I mean, I wasn't really that upset about it. Actually, 5 because you had classified too. Or 4, sorry, she classified. So I don't think it's all that bad, but I mean, whatever. I think the story behind it's fine. I also think that's part of the reason why it's up here. But it's whatever. It's like whatever. Classified, I think is in C. Yeah, C tier because, well, okay, for me, I'm not really a 5 fan in general. And the reason why it's definitely better than 5. I'll give it that. It's just 5 that's more player friendly. There's a problem with 5 in the first place. Well, actually, no, we're talking about it. Let's talk about 5. Well, let's talk about these together. The problem with 5 is it's basically a solo player's map only. There's just the one training spot down in the war room or whatever, and that's about it. It's pretty fucking impossible to play that map. I guess you could sit in the elevator, but that's kind of boring with multiple people. Also, the Pentagon Thief is an asshole. But some people like. I mean, you could take that either way because some people like the Pentagon Thief and some people hate him. So Classified basically is just a little bit more open and doesn't have the Pentagon Thief, and they fixed the teleporting system where it's not random. So there's also that aspect of it too that they fixed. So it's not that it's terrible. It's just I don't like 5 and they fixed it a little bit. So yeah, Verruckt also down here. It's a little bit better than Knocked. It's hard as shit. It's creepy. It has some perks on it, and it's just a little bit better than Knocked. It's nothing crazy. I think when the idea of splitting your team up when you're playing multiplayer is actually a cool thing. I think that's like the one thing that like is still cool about Verruckt is that it like splits your team up. So I think that's kind of a cool challenging thing. But especially when you're playing with just one other person. So if you get down, you're pretty much fucked unless you're like obviously have opened up everything. But it's just like, it's the same problem as Noct. It's a World at War map, and it's just like there's just not a lot to it. Basically there wasn't a lot to any of these maps until you got to Derice. So yeah. Dead of the Night. Okay, this is where I need to decide whether I like it more than Bus Depot or not. I think I'd rather play Bus Depot than Dead of the Night, honestly. I think Dead of the Night's honestly the worst map in COD history, or in Zombies history, because like when I first saw the map come out and heard the story behind it, I thought it was actually a pretty cool concept, and I was actually kind of excited for it until I realized that there was 13 buildables in this game, and also I don't think, like, I think every wonder weapon should be able to be pack-a-punched one time. Like, I think it should be able to be pack-a-punched so you can upgrade it to have more damage, but also, like, if you're gonna do it where you have to do challenges to upgrade it or use buildables, then make them, like, reasonable. Like, the problem with Dead of the Night is, like, everything you need in the map is a buildable. There's, like, 50,000 buildables. So it gets confusing and it gets frustrating when you don't know where anything is. Also, to get the tuning forks to unlock Pack-a-Punch is a goddamn mystery. Like, I had to look it up because they're so not specific on how. They're not, like, I don't need zombies to hold my hand to be able to unlock Pack-a-Punch, but you gotta at least give the player something. Like, it just makes no sense. The werewolf, like, there's too many boss mobs in that game. I mean, you have the vampires that are all up in your face, you have the werewolf all up in your face, but you need silver bullets to kill the werewolves fast. I mean, it's just frustrating. I mean, there's just a lot going on, and it's not designed for that. It's not designed well for how much is going on in that map. So I think it's the worst map. It's terrible. I have played it like 6 times maybe, and I haven't played it since. Like, I refuse to play this map. It's so bad. It's not fun. Upgrading Alistair's Folly is terrible. So yeah. Ancient Evil, I think, is up here. I think Ancient Evil is the second best Black Ops 4 map. The gauntlets are really fucking cool. The Easter egg's fun. It's a cool looking map. The unicorn or the Pegasus strike is really fucking sick. The problem with the Easter egg in this map is the ending of Ancient Evil is awful. Oh my god, I cannot stand the ending of the Chaos Story. It is so bad. But the boss fight's really cool. Like, there's a lot of good things about Ancient Evil. Like, Ancient Evil did a lot of things. Where actually, I might put it up here, like that. Ancient Evil is a lot of fun. I think it's a really great map. It's just the ending is terrible. Honestly, the ending is garbage. The challenge system's good. But yeah, I don't think there's actually a whole lot wrong with the map. Honestly, I would say, like, definitely, like, I could see people putting Ancient Evil in the top 5. I wouldn't, like, I think 9 and Shadows of Evil are better, but I wouldn't be upset if somebody put Ancient Evil in the top 5. It's pretty damn good, honestly. The, like, gladiator guy running at you is cool. It's not super challenging, but it's fun. The shield's really cool. I mean, there's just a lot of good things about this map, honestly. The underground, or where the Pack-a-Punch is, I forgot what that place is called. That place is, or the center of the earth, that's what it's called. That place is really fucking cool too. It's challenging. Yeah, you can train in front of the Pack-a-Punch, but it's a little difficult. But yeah, it's a good time. Okay, I have a gripe with Alpha Omega. I think it's also mid. I'm trying to think. I'm debating if it's, like, the top of C. Yeah, I don't like. I think Blood Dead's a better map. I don't think it's in the same tier as Blood Dead. My problem with Alpha Omega. Here's my problem. It's actually, you know what? Let's take care of both of these bad boys. Alpha Omega and Tagder Toten have very similar issues. Okay, one. When they said they were doing the Ether storyline after Ancient Evil, I was like, cool, we're going to get these new maps and all that. And they didn't. They just reskinned maps. That's the problem with Alpha Omega and Tagder Toten. It's incredibly lazy. Both of them are just remakes of different maps. They couldn't come up with something original. I, like, like I can admit Nuketown Zombies is mid. I personally don't really like Nuketown Zombies. So when I heard that they're making another Nuketown Zombies, like, are you fucking kidding me? Also, the Easter egg in this map is brain dead as shit. It's so easy in Alpha Omega. Um, I think the ray gun Mark II, like the elemental ray gun Mark IIs, are cool. I think that's probably a plus. But other than that, like, there's nothing really like it just added the underground area, and like that's it. Like, it's just kind of lame and kind of just not there. It kind of misses. Like, it's better than these maps, definitely. Um, but like, and the reason why I put this ahead of Tag Der Toten is that was like, okay, they remade the map, which is lazy as shit, but you know what? We're coming up on the last DLC. It's gonna be good. They're gonna do something crazy for the Ether ending. We're finally gonna go up against Dr. Monty. Like, I'm fucking pumped for that shit. And then they give us Tag Der Toten, where it's a remade map of a map that's mid as shit, and fucking you don't even really fight You don't fight Dr. Monty at all. It's just the moving little red area. And also it's just shitty to know that like they ended off Zombies, a game that a game mode and a story that like everybody fucking loves, like that. Just, it's so disappointing. It's so sad. Like, it really is upsetting. It's so underwhelming. It just feels like it just sucks to know that like they built up this story, this crazy story, for it to just end in such a shitty way. And like, I don't know. It's just disappointing, I guess. I'm probably gonna leave Dead Ops Arcade off of this list also. I mean, if you want me to rank them somewhere, I'd probably just put them down here because they're like a waste of time. They're still better than Dead of the Night though. Shidonuma introduced perks. No, it didn't introduce perks. It had the 4 random perks in the 4 corners of the map, so that was a cool, unique challenge. Also introduced the traps. I think, I don't know if Ferrect had traps or not. I don't remember. I don't think it did. So that was like, obviously something that is still in Zombies today. So I think Shidonuma is mid. I think it's better than these two. I don't think it's better than Zetsubo, the remake. I think the remake's obviously better. Let's do that. I think that's a better way to go about it. Sorry. Fuck it. But yeah, I think Shinonuma is like I wouldn't mind still playing Shinonuma. Like, I could have fun playing it. Like, it's not, it's better than the other World at War maps. It's definitely not close to Derice. Derice is a masterpiece. Shinonuma has issues. The water is frustrating. You can pretty much only train in one area. The rest of the areas are pretty shit for training because of all the water. You can't really move. And so, yeah. It's just a solo high rounding map is all it is. Kino Der Toten, fucking OG Zombies map. I mean, if you ask any random person who's ever played Black Ops 1 or has ever even sniffed zombies, and you ask, hey, what map? Just name any Zombies map, I guarantee you the first thing everyone names is Kino Der Toten. I mean, it's an iconic map. It's fun. It's basic. The theater, it makes it like, the map is still kind of challenging, but it's also good for newer players, because of the easy ability to train. You can actually run 2 trains on this map in the same area, which is kind of crazy. But it's just an iconic classic map. I mean, the Easter egg song is also amazing, so there's that too. But yeah, I mean, no, I don't think anyone can argue that Kino is just an all-time great map. So I think Derice is better than Buried too. Sorry, I'm like adjusting these as we go. I'm just trying to, like, from left to right, trying to kind of get a gauge of how I feel about all these maps. Ascension, I think, goes down here. I think Kino's a little bit better than Ascension. But Ascension is better than Moon and Go Red Groovy though. Ascension was the first map to have an Easter egg, so obviously that was huge. A lot of story relevance in this map. I think the problem with this map is how easy it is, and so it kind of makes it boring. Because this map is dumbass easy. But the Gersh devices, the Petrushka dolls, I mean, there's so many good things about Ascension. I mean, the Space Monkeys, I think, are a good thing as opposed to a bad thing, because it's just an added challenge. So, because if there weren't monkeys in this map, this would be anyone can get to around 5,000 on this map easily. So, I mean, there is some challenge to it. But it's not the most difficult map in the world. So, yeah. Or sorry, the worst map in the world. Call of the Dead, mid. I am not really a huge fan of Call of the Dead. George Romero is a pain in the ass. I think it's an unnecessary annoyance in the map. The wonder weapons are pretty bad. I guess the scavenger is kind of cool if you have PhD flopper, but the VR11 is pretty much just there for the Easter egg. The Easter egg's fun. I'll give them that. There's not really any story relevance to it. It's just a cool little Easter egg. But yeah, that's like the only thing going for it. But I don't think it's a bad map necessarily, but it's not anything great. There's nothing really special in the map. And yeah. And then finally, Shangri-La. Okay. I'm trying to Shangri-La I'd probably put like here. Probably. Shangri-La is a tough thing to judge because one, the map is gorgeous. The map's amazing. The Easter egg with Brock and Gary is really fucking cool. Has one of the coolest wonder weapons with the baby gun. The problem with this map is so not player friendly, even a little bit. It is so difficult. The fucking pack-a-punch is a pain in the ass. The specials, the screamers and the napalm zombies are a pain in the ass. The fucking monkeys can be a pain in the ass. I mean, there's just and it's so tight. Like, there's so many tight corners, tight corridors. Like, you can't really run a train on the map. So it's just so tough. It's kind of like Dead of the Night, where it's so incredibly hard. Obviously, this map is 10 times better than Dead of the Night. But yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's decent. It's like, is it above mid? I don't know now. Because the focusing still, like, the whole Easter egg is really fucking cool. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put it above mid. I'm going to put it in A. I think it deserves to be there. But, like, it's like, if I could put it, like, honestly, if I could put it in between right here, I'd probably put it in between. But yeah, I think that's it. Like I said, I'm just skipping the Giant because the Giants just would be where Doris is. Shit. Did I drop it somewhere? I don't know where I put it. I guess I don't know where the fuck the Giant went. But okay. Oh, no, it went down right here. Oh shit. I fucked it up. Okay, we're just gonna put it back. We're just gonna fucking put it here. Anyways, well, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna try uploading more often. I apologize for not uploading. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Don't be afraid to like, comment, and subscribe.